Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this advanced cold process soap making recipe. This utilizes multiple layers, multiple colors, and is a hanger swirl. Now, this is a pretty advanced recipe. It's gorgeous, but if you've never made cold process soap before, this is not the one to start with. You'll want to go back to the early videos on this channel and watch some very basic videos on how to make cold process soap, or follow along in any of the beginner recipes in any of my 3 books on soap making. It's actually been a few years since I've done a hanger swirl. In fact, the last time was when that YouTube star Sophia Nygaard tried to do, and she did a fantastic job for her very first recipe using this kind of difficult technique. As I mentioned earlier, it's lots of layers, and then you literally take a hanger and you go down, up, down, up, down, up to get these awesome drag marks through the entire design. Another thing that makes this recipe really special is the texture and the details and design on top. We're using Brambleberry's bursting beads on top, which is a biodegradable product, so it won't harm fish in streams, to create interest and color, along with some dried rose petals. For this fragrance, we're using Pink Petals from the Enchanted Garden Fragrance collection from Brambleberry. Now, it's a really nice, pink floral flower fragrance. It's light, it's got some beautiful fresh notes in it, and in cold process soap, it does accelerate just a teensy bit, but not so much, so we can't get this very intricate design. For this project, I am using mostly oxides, but one of these is a mica. It's our rose pearl mica. And these are all oxides and the oxide mica mix dispersed in a lightweight oil. And so what we want to do is we want to mix that up to work out any clumps and make sure it's easily mixed in to our soap recipe when that time comes. So I'm using the Brambleberry mini mixer for that. Now that my colors are mixed up, I'm going to put them off to the side because I don't want to bump them. Some of these are very full. And then I'm going to add my lye to my oil mixture. Because I'm going to be using one of the Brambleberry 5-pound molds that has the sliding bottom with the silicone liner, I definitely put sodium lactate into my lye water. Sodium lactate helps to harden the bar of soap, and it also really helps to make sure the bar is shiny and comes out evenly and cleanly from the silicone liner a few days earlier. It's not necessary, but I like to put it in almost all my recipes. Now I'm just looking at this, and it's a really lovely kind of almost light trace, but I can tell by the yellow color that this is not going to hold its full emulsification. So I'm going to give it a little bit more on the stick blender, but we don't want to get too much of a trace here because, again, we are going for a full 8 layers. And now that I've hit a very light trace, it's time to split this into 4 different containers. Remember, we can always stick blend more. You can't take that trace out though. So 4 different layers that are going into the Brambleberry Easy Pour containers. I love these containers because they allow me to pour with accuracy. I'm going for about 600 milliliters per container. And I can see that my soap base is starting to kind of split apart just a little bit. So I know that I'm going to need to do a little bit more stick blending in these containers. I'm going to do it in this big one just to make sure that when I pour, everything is evenly mixed as it goes into these individual containers. And I'm going to have to pull out my spatula to get every last little bit of soap out to make sure I get my full 600 in this 3rd one. And using spatula, getting every last little bit out. And now we're ready to color. So each of these is going to be individually colored, and then I'm going to add my fragrance. The Pink Petals Fragrance, we say it has a tiny little bit of acceleration. Honestly, it's clearly the tiniest little bit because we're using it for a pretty advanced recipe, but it does have a tiny little bit of acceleration. So I'm going to add it individually to each of these after I'm done coloring. My first container gets a full tablespoon of that titanium dioxide that's been fully mixed. And for this one, I'm actually cleaning out my spoon in between. You often, if you watch my soap making videos enough, you know I tend not to clean out my, my colorant like vessels. But in this case, I want to make sure that I really do get the best green I can because it's my contrast color for this design. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of the dispersed green chrome oxide. And again, that's just dispersed in any lightweight oil. My favorites are like usually a sweet almond oil or an avocado oil to disperse in. Now I'm going to work on my light pink mixture, which is actually a mixture of multiple options here. So I'm going with some titanium dioxide to really give it a nice dusty kind of rose. The Brambleberry Electric Bubblegum goes so far. We're just using 1/4 of a teaspoon. And 1 teaspoon rose pearl. Oh, that's so beautiful. And then it's 1 tablespoon of the rose pearl into the final one. And so 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. So I'm just going to go with what I have here and what's dirty, which is this teaspoon container. So now I'm just going to give these all a quick stir with my whisk. It's amazing how many dishes that you end up going through. So I have a whole bunch of these whisks sitting on hand right now so I can easily kind of switch out in between colors. So I am going to switch out for the green just to keep the green on its own. And I think I added a little too much green, so we will see. I think it'll be a really nice bright green color compared to the example bars, which will be fun. And gorgeous. I think that is lovely all mixed together. So now I'm going to add my Pink Petals fragrance to each of these individually. And this is an interesting question that we were really talking about as a team is like, well, how is this one different than the Fairy Tale Rose that also came out with the Enchanted Garden collection? And I would say that this one is lighter. It's a little bit more green and fresh smelling. The Fairy Tale Rose is definitely a gorgeous romantic rose, but it's a little heavier, and that one has a few more kind of musk notes in it. So I think they make fantastic complements to each other, even though they do share a fair amount of the same notes. So really a testament to the ingenuity of perfumers that they're able to use so many of the same kind of notes, but come up with such a different outcome. So now I'm just hand stirring my fragrance in. Again, remember this accelerates trace just in the smallest amount. And so I want to make sure that I'm giving myself maximum working time. So while I'm doing this, I'm looking ahead to kind of see what's my first layer. My first layer is green. So this, I'm just checking the trace, and that is not going to hold a second layer of trace, meaning it's not going to hold like the next color that needs to go on, which is the white. A little bit of breakthrough in your design is totally fine. After all, you're going to be deliberately breaking through with that hanger, but I do want this to be just a tiny bit thicker. I'm going to go ahead and give each of these just a little stick blend to make sure the colors are all really in, and then I'm going to give the green just a little bit of extra because it is my first layer. So here we go to get all the colors really mixed in. Now that this is all done, it's time to work pretty quickly. So again, looking at my layers, I need green first. So I'm going to do about half of the green, which is about 300 milliliters. And just make sure it's covering the bottom. I'm going to kind of just eyeball this. It looks great. And put that off to the side. And then I'm just going to shake this, tamp this down. And now this is where this really comes in. You want to make sure that this batter is very fluid. And so I'm kind of giving it a shake, and I'm going as low as I can. And you know what I might do? I might do something that is called flooding, which is where you use a spatula to break the kind of pattern and trajectory of the white soap. So you're not just pouring directly over the soap and getting it kind of a direct hit. Instead, you're using the spatula to break up the kind of piercingness that this spout would give if you just poured it directly on. I'm gonna look and see how much I did. I got about 300 out of that. So there we go there. And now it's time to do my next layer, which is going to be that kind of bright, gorgeous pink layer that we got using the Rose Pearl Mica. And here I'm just going to give it a jiggle, make sure that it's a really nice consistency to still pour with, because we don't want it to be too thick. It feels a little thick to me, so I'm just going to give it a whisk. And pouring directly over the spatula just to make sure that my layers don't go through that much. Gorgeous. And it's getting nice and thick. And there we go with that. And then this guy, our pink, has stayed really beautiful, and clearly that first layer of pink is going to very easily hold another layer, so I don't have to worry too much about pouring over. All right, now we're time for the green, and I'm going to grab my spatula, so that's at the ready. And green comes out. Don't worry, I'm going to work on getting this fully covered using my spatula. And remember, we are doing a hanger swirl, so even if the layers aren't looking exactly perfect, they will. And you notice that the spatula is able to drag the color perfectly. So now we have an even layer of color, even though it didn't really look like that to start with, right? So then the next layer is white again, and our white is beautiful. So this should give us a little bit more thorough coverage than we got with that green. And in fact, I'm not liking the look of that. It looks just a little bit lumpy to me, so I'm just going to give it a really quick stick blend. Get it back to fully gorgeous. And I can see the difference here, like this is just flowing so much easier. A little bit of movement really made a big difference with that. And I'm going to take my spatula now, and I'm just going to make sure I get all of that white soap out, because we don't want to waste any soap. Plus, that sure helps with the cleaning of the dishes. And then I'm going to tamp this down. And I've got a pretty good coverage here, but I'm just going to try really hard to kind of get it all the way over to the sides and make sure that that green is fully covered up on all the sides, because we do want these to be kind of distinct layers, even though we are going to do the hanger. Now the final is our gorgeous pink top layer. Actually, no, we have another pink top layer on top of that. So we have this beautiful kind of darker layer, and I'm going to work this down, and then I'm going to work it over and across. It's getting very thick. This, it's interesting that this pink is getting so much thicker than the other colors, and I'm guessing, because you guys probably noticed, I eyeballed my fragrances. So what happened probably was I put way more fragrance in this pink layer than I did in the other layers, which is why we have kind of the issue we're having, which is like, well, wait, that dark pink layer is so much thicker than your other layer. What gives? It's because I probably eyeballed too much fragrance in it, honestly. But you'll notice I'm able to just spread it out, and so it looks like there's another great layer there. So we're good. And now it's finally time for this gorgeous pink layer, and I'm just going to give it a really quick mix here, and then the same exact thing. Now this one I'm okay having a little bit of texture on, remember, because the top has a little bit of texture. So I'm okay with this one being just a little bit thicker than our under one. And so I'm going to take our spatula and get all of that pink out. And then I'm going to spread it before I texture it. And of course, we have to do the hanger swirl before we even get to the kind of fun decoration on top. There we go, just spreading out those layers perfectly. So this is the Brambleberry Hanger Swirl Tool. It's designed specifically to be chemical resistant. You slide it directly into the side of your soap all the way down, and then you go over and up. You see how there? And then you go over and down and over and up and over and down. Now you could stop right there, but we actually went back multiple times when we did all of our tests and our trials for this, because we really liked the kind of more over and up and kind of that swirled look that it gives. And then when you pull it out and you're all done. And now we're gonna work on our texture for the top. So this is a really subtle design. It's just a swoop to one side, because remember, the star of the show is the rose petals and the gold bursting beads, which is this really cool biodegradable product that Brambleberry has that, first of all, of course, adds interest, texture, and color, but also can burst while it's in the shower and give your body a little bit of extra moisture. I love it because it's not harmful for fish or streams because it's biodegradable. So I'm just going to add the petals to one side, which is kind of the side that's closest to me. And you know, this is totally personal preference. This is just how I liked it. I find that the petals are really fun, and they provide, again, texture, and they provide design elements and design flair, and they wash off in the shower after the first use or two. And so I just usually use as much as it's going to need to really provide an interesting design. And now I'm going to do the gold beads right kind of beside it to really showcase those beautiful gold beads, because these are like the perfect design element for this bar of soap. So I'm going to spray the top with 99% rubbing alcohol to prevent soda ash, and it's not perfect, but it helps to prevent a barrier between the soap and the air, which is where the soda ash oftentimes will come from. Now you're like, well, it's the time of COVID. No one can get rubbing alcohol. Will 70% work? Like, what else could I do? So rubbing alcohol, 99% is the only stuff that will work to stop soda ash with soap. If you don't have it, it's fine. Soda ash is just a salt byproduct of the soap making process, and with how thick my trace was, I'm betting I won't even have it. I am going to put this on a heat pad though to, one, pop those colors really beautifully, but also to make sure that after the colors are popped, a little bit of heat also helps to decrease the amount of soda ash. Let this sit in the mold for about 3 days before trying to pop it out. You'll notice that with all those layers, you want to have it be a little bit thicker, or a little bit, harder. So when you're cutting it, you don't end up dragging any of those layers down. So I made this soap ahead of time, and I'm using the Brambleberry 5-pound sliding bottom mold with the silicone liner. And the reason I like this is because literally this entire thing slides right out, which really helps for unmolding. Whenever you're working with the silicone liner, pull gently away from the sides and kind of just check to see if it's tearing at all. If it's tearing, you definitely want to give it another couple days. Since we use sodium lactate in this recipe, I do in almost every recipe that I use with a silicone liner. It definitely is a nice hard bar, really gorgeous and smooth, and it's coming away easily from the sides, so it is ready to unmold. When you're ready to unmold this, just put it on its side and gently peel the entire thing back, so that way you're taking care not to kind of squeeze the corners. And in this case, since we have texture on top, you can't just let it fall down like this, or else the entire thing gets ruined. Since there is rose petals on top, I'm going to go ahead and just pull this to the side, which helps with drag marks with the rose petals. And I'm using a non-serrated knife and just cutting freehand. And let's see how this looks. It's so pretty. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. Those 4 different layers separated into 2 batches made 8 layers, and the colors are beautiful. They really match the kind of look and feel that I was going for the Enchanted Garden fragrance collection. So, and this particular fragrance is perfect with this color scheme. So you can notice right here, remember how I was talking about flooding to try and mitigate the breakthrough of the layers? This is where the white broke through that green layer, but it still looks great. And then you can see in this next bar, the white and the green had kind of more evened out. So both bars look absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope you learned something new. And if you're making this project or any other projects with Brambleberry.com products, please be sure and tag us, #BrambleOn. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so every time we come out with new videos, you're notified first right away. Until next time, happy soaping.